Yeah, there are times where you're like, I wish things would get normal quicker, but this is what we do. We adapt, and how we adapt is how much better we're going to come out on the other end when we get back to normal things, right?
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode. Tonight is the season 3 finale, and because of circumstances that are in the world right now, we are finishing the season the same way we started it, through a Zoom chat call. Hawk, how you doing tonight, buddy?
I'm pretty good, man. Given the circumstances, right? You make the best of the situation. That's it. How
Yeah,
about you?
same, man. I sort of wanted to start tonight off with a little bit of chatting about that, about like mindset. Like I'm we're healthy, we're doing well, so like nothing to complain about, obviously, in circumstances like this. But like, how about you? How are you dealing with it? What's your mindset like with all this going on?
Uh, like I said, for me, it's making the best of the situation, even though the situation is a little awkward, right? I get to spend a ton of time with my kids, which is really fun. Yeah, just still mindset of getting better. And I said this before, where this is the time to use all the stuff that we preach about having a healthy mindset, doing the best we can with situations to prepare ourselves for the worst, right? And I'm a strong believer in, if we can be strong now and do better now, when it goes back to normal, we'll be monsters. How about you?
Same, man. Like really, just coming from a mindset of gratefulness, like these days, like grateful that we're all healthy, we have food, we're good. And then also just like enjoying the extra time and the slowness that this has brought to everybody, like definitely spending more time with the kids and enjoying family life and getting outside as much as possible and doing a bunch of stuff that probably wouldn't have been possible if this wasn't around. So like we always talk about, like whatever the situation that gets thrown at you, as long as you can throw that positive mindset on it, take advantage of it and do the best you can with what you got and be happy with it.
Mhm.
I'm really using this time to like focus in on happiness for myself, like just like sort of examining everything you got in your life, what it does make you happy, what doesn't make you happy. There's that 80-20 rule, like what am I doing a lot of that maybe isn't making me happy? What did I used to do a little of that now I can do more of, that I've realized like, oh, that does make you really happy. So then coming out of this, you can redo your time slots for where you put energy and things like that.
Mhm.
And yeah, just like trying to learn, stay positive, grow,
Mhm.
um, be better every day, right?
Yeah. Now, don't get me wrong. I do miss a lot of things. And there are times where I'm like, oh, I really miss that stuff and whatever. But, you know, did you just cough?
Water down the wrong way.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Um, yeah, there are times where you're like, I wish things would get normal quicker, but this is what we do. We adapt, and how we adapt is how much better we're going to come out on the other end when we get back to normal things, right?
100%, 100%. And even like as a society as a whole, right?
Hmm.
Hopefully we'll all just be better and be happier and treat each other a little bit better than what we were previous to
Yep,
this.
absolutely. Should we get into one of our guests? Because this is a good segue right into one of our guests. Was it Nick, our first guest?
Eric was our first guest this
Eric was our
year.
first guest? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. But can we talk about Nick first? Because
Yeah,
this is
yeah, yeah, yeah. We'll jump back and
we'll
forth
get back to Eric in a bit
for
here.
sure.
But Nick is a perfect example of someone who adapts to their situation when things get to the worst, right? He used to be an alcoholic. Things weren't going good for him. He had a divorce young, right? You get into a big slump, as like right now, you could get into a big slump easily. Like you could start thinking to yourself, like, what's the point? Like, if I didn't have all that stuff, what am I, right? So, but now's the time to be better and be better, right?
Yeah. Also, like, what I really liked about Nick is he really credited the community that he like built around him to help him out through his time.
Hmm.
And I think that relates to like right now too. Like, sure, we can't see each other personally, but we still have technology nowadays. You can
Yep.
FaceTime, you can phone call, you can text, and just like checking in whatever your community is in your own surrounding, family, friends, and that, and just staying in touch and being there for everyone throughout situations like this, right?
Yeah, definitely. I think we should definitely give back to that and reach out to the friends that have helped us or the community that has helped us, or just check in with people that might be having a hard time because they don't have much or have anybody around them. So it's good to, yeah, just check in,
Yeah,
be a good
like
person. This is what we do as a community, right?
100%. And there's always light at the end of the tunnel. Like with Nick, he had some pretty dark days, but he just persevered, pushed through it, and he knew that there was light and he just kept working towards it, right?
Yeah, now he's giving back. He has a lot of big things coming up. Check him out. Check out his podcast. It was really fun. Check out his TED Talk. That was
Yeah.
really great.
Yeah.
So yeah. So our first one was Eric, right?
Eric with Infinitum BJJ out of Brantford there.
Yeah. So our buddy Eric, um, black belt in jiu-jitsu, really cool guy. Had a lot of interesting mindsets on seeing the prize rather than changing the mindset, right? So sometimes when you see the prize, you kind of get pissed if somebody else gets the prize first, or you don't really think straight. You don't think about getting better. You just think about that material thing. That material thing doesn't make you better. Making yourself better makes you better.
For
So
sure. One thing I liked about him too is uh, he started up the BJJ, the first one that he did. It failed, didn't work out, and he
mhm.
didn't let that stop him from his dream. He he sort of gathered and learned from the first failure, and he adapted, and then he opened up what is Infinitum now, and it's been like a crazy success for him, right? And
Mhm.
that's another thing, like what we talk about all the time is you don't let those failures stop you from doing what you really want to do. You can always learn from them and adapt and change and then move forward and you can still win.
Yeah, I think the common theme with all our guests this season was perseverance through adversity, right? So through any troubles that they had, they every single one of them kept pushing through.
Yeah.
And look at them now. They're all doing great. It's
Yeah.
beautiful. Obviously a little setback now because of COVID, but I know they're going to make it through after this anyway, so
For sure.
no
For
doubt.
sure.
And to
Um
be a black belt too. Sorry, to be a black belt, that takes something else too. So
and a dad too, right? Like he has
yep,
that time and juggling the family life and the jiu-jitsu life and the business life.
that's not an easy thing, man.
It's hard. And he you could tell just from like his presence and the way he talked that he knows how to balance those things and how to direct the energy where he needs to when he needs to.
Absolutely. And I love, he's open and honest about his insecurities and his flaws in himself and in his game, right? So I think that's part of why he's really cool because he's open about it. He's open to learn and be better about it, right?
Yeah.
He's just putting it all out there. He doesn't care. He's not
Yeah,
holding it back, and he knows it's time to be better.
exactly. So now if we jump back to the third guest that we had on, so the episode that was after Nick, that was Gerald and Julie.
Oh yeah. Super
And
cool. Yeah, I just actually just listened to them again because I just want to refresh my mind on a couple things, and it's cool. Like for them, again, perseverance to get 100K on YouTube. You, unless you're, I don't know, unless you're super unique and you hit right away, the most of the time it takes years and years, and that's what he's done. and consistency and great product, uh, he is where he is. And Julie is a wealth of knowledge in different fields. So it's pretty cool to see somebody else like that.
Yeah. And like the one thing I took away from that one was when you listen to each of them talk about what they do, you can really tell how passionate they are about what they do. And I watch a lot of Gerald's YouTube videos, and you can tell like in his YouTube videos, the way he does it, the passion's there and he loves it. And I truly believe that's one of the reasons why he's grown to 100K and he has a great following on YouTube, because people know that he's real and he loves what he's doing and sharing it with the world. And same when you see what Julie's doing, like you can tell that she cares to teach people. She just like has that fire in her eye to do what she wants to do. It was really cool, like listening to them talk about it too, you know?
Yeah, I love Julie's willingness to learn. And for me, it almost ignites my willingness to learn even more when I see her do it. Like she asks questions nonstop. She wants to learn everything about everything, right? So, well, everything that she wants to be passionate about, right? So it's cool. And Gerald's super passionate. Um, it's cool to see when people start talking about what they're passionate about, because they almost sound a little crazy, right? And people think they're crazy, but they love it so much. And I really respect that kind of stuff.
Yeah, like when Julie was talking about how she like goes all in and dives in, and like so she got the love for fitness and then went all in and became learned how to be a personal trainer and went deep like that. Like, people like that, no matter what it is that they do, they're gonna do it 100%, like with the best of their knowledge, right? And want to know the most so that they can teach people the most. They don't just want to half-ass it.
Yeah, they're a great team, great partners, and you can tell for sure that
Yeah.
they feed off each other, they support each other, they do everything for each other. So, or
Yeah.
anything for each other. So,
Yeah. Yeah, definitely check them both out. YouTube is like their main one, and Instagram as well. And that'll all be linked in the show notes below from this one too. All of these guys will, as a matter of fact.
yeah, absolutely.
And
Who we
then
got next?
the next one was Shaun.
Oh yeah,
Shaun
Shaun.
from
Shaun was our last one, right?
yeah.
So Shaun from here on BJJ, he's the owner, head instructor. Uh, Little common theme there. Nick also does jujitsu, which is really cool. Um, yeah, sorry to shoot back to him. Yeah, yeah. All these guys, I love his passion, his drive, his all in for a certain skill. Right? It's crazy that he went from losing his job to going all in on his business is really gutsy, really scary. But if you're gonna do it, you're gonna do it. That's how he is, right? So
Yeah. Also, like losing his job and going all in on his business with, I think, 4 kids, right?
yeah, 4 kids,
Yeah, like you and I both know
crazy.
how busy it is with 2 kids.
Yeah,
I couldn't even imagine doubling that and then doing what he did. But even with him, like just listening to him talk about jujitsu, even like when he was talking about when he was in school going for the newspaper stuff, uh, he was just like all in, very passionate about it. You could just tell from the way he talked about it how much he like loved it and enjoyed it. And that must have been a roller coaster, like being so good at school, getting awarded that scholarship, landing like what you think is your dream job, and then losing it, and then being like, okay, now what do I do?
yeah. And another common theme with all these guests is that no matter no matter where they're gonna be in their life or whatever they're passionate in, they're going to put the work in to be good at it. That's it. You can't stop them. Even if they're not great at it at first, they're going to figure out a way, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure. And I think like that theme throughout this season hits now more than ever really well, because like some of us are in pretty hard times right now. Some people might think it's dark, but if you persevere and you work hard and you just keep that positive mindset and keep growing towards whatever it is you're trying to accomplish, the light will be at the end of the tunnel eventually, right?
Yeah, for sure. And honestly, if anybody's struggling a little bit or needs somebody to talk to, we are always available. If you just want to chat, if you want to talk about stuff, we're always down. So
Yeah,
always reach out anytime.
yeah, for sure. Was there anything else that you wanted added?
Just just try your best, guys. We're gonna make it through. This is what we do as humans, right? We always adapt. We always get better. We always try to do the best we can. Things aren't always going to be perfect, and yeah, I think people are going to go into this next stage of their life with a different mindset, and hopefully it will be a better mindset, right?
Yeah, for sure. I know, like, at least for myself, definitely going into this mindset, way more grateful and not not taking, I don't know what, like, the proper way to say it, but, like, not taking advantage of, like, what we had, like, I know, like, you've talked about it in previous podcasts, like, where your parents came from and, like, what they went through in their life, and that's why they, like, are so grateful and how they live their life today. And
Mm.
I feel like us in North America in general, if you're our age or even a little older than us, we've had it so good for so long, like, almost like we were invincible, like, nothing can touch us, nothing can happen. You don't have to worry about anything. And now we've had this thing hit that's basically stopped the world and changed our lives forever. And yeah, like, just coming out of that, like, with the new appreciation for life and for the things that we, like, took advantage of, like simply going to the park with your kids or going out to the store or getting together in groups and hanging out with your friends, like, things that we would just do like that without even thinking about it, that now is like, it's going to be totally different.
Being able to buy toilet paper without searching 15 stores. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like buying toilet paper like it's that last toy at Christmas. That's the most famous one. You're fighting in Walmart for it or something.
Yeah, for sure. No, I definitely agree with being grateful, and definitely seeing what we have had and what we're going to have when we come back. And honestly, that's how I lived my life before. Is just time goes by so fast, right? And when the things that you wanted to do and you didn't do them just because of a lame excuse, now is the time to do it when things get back to normal. Like you're gonna wait again, and then something like this happens where you got to wait some more, and yeah, it's time to work and time to be better. That's it.
Yeah. Is there anything particular that you're trying to get better at or learn or grow with right now during this?
I'm definitely trying to get stronger at fitness and just have a stronger mindset of how I want to approach learning. It is yeah, it's my own thing.
Yeah.
Just working on my mindset basically on how to balance things better, what I want to balance, and who I want to be around, basically. So
Yeah. Yeah. Nice.
yeah. How about you?
Um, I'm using it to sort of set in some habits and routines that
Hmm.
I've been, like, okay with, like, on and off, but things that I know I want to, like, make them like daily habits, routines. So really trying to, like, stay as true to that and trying to learn, like, different productivity hacks to make it happen, to set those out. And then also, like, similar to what you said, like, I'm lucky I have a pretty sweet setup in my garage for home gym. So using it
Hmm.
to, like, a little bit extra time for some more fitness or mobility or whatever it might be, working on that and getting better. And then also, like I sort of talked about at the beginning of the podcast, the balancing, like you said too, right? Like, what is it that I really want to balance, and what are the different like percentages going to be type thing, balancing them out and that going forward. And yeah, like who who do you really want to have around you to grow and that will help you accomplish what you need to accomplish?
Hmm. And like I said, this is the time to do it once things get back to the way they are supposed to be. Um, yeah. Do you really want people who complain all the time around you? I
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah.
I don't want those people around me. I just want go-getters and people. Obviously, I still want to help people who have a hard time that want to be better. Um, that will always be the same. But the people who complain when they don't really know what they have, you know what I mean? Let's be grateful. Let's be
Yeah.
grateful and understand what tools we have and how we can be better.
Yeah, for sure. I guess like one thing I also want to mention. I know there's a lot of things going around right now where like uh if you don't take this time to like learn a new skill or get a new hustle or whatever it might be, like you're lazy and you're wasting your time or whatever. And I think it's also important to remember that like everyone is dealing with this in their own way. Some people have more stress in their life than others,
Mhm.
where like they literally don't have the time to learn a new skill because whatever, financial stress or work
Yep.
stress or whatever it might be. So it's also okay if you're just taking this time to relax and just try to be mentally strong, right? Like
Mhm.
everyone's going to tackle these times in a different way, however it suits them. And I just want everyone out there to remember that, like, if you are just doing what you can to survive, that's okay too. Like
Mhm.
whatever you need at this time is what you need, and listen to yourself. Don't listen to the noise outside. Just like listen to yourself and know what you need to get through this time.
I absolutely agree. At the same time, try your best to stay healthy, though, right? It's probably not the best time to be too complacent and being like sitting on the couch all day watching Netflix type deal.
Yeah, yeah,
Absolutely agree. If a financial thing, if both people are laid off or whatever the case is, it is very tough. But always health, right? We need our health to make sure we make it through, even after this, right?
for sure. So yeah, guys, if you missed any of those episodes this season, go back and take a listen to them. All our guests were amazing. Each one had their own unique story and life lesson in each of the stories between them. All of it's going to be linked in the show notes below, links to all the past episodes on YouTube and the audio versions as well. And make sure to hit them up, give them a like, give them a follow, check out the stuff they're putting out there. Yeah, you have anything else to add, Hawk?
Yeah, just yeah, definitely check out what they do. Like Eric with his jujitsu gym, his mindset, he's always putting out different things for jujitsu and mindset, which is really cool. Gerald and Julie, really great stuff on YouTube. Julie has photography, videography, stuff that she's always doing. Go check out her work. Gerald obviously is a beast at what he does. If you are looking at audio or video, Nick is doing amazing things for the community. It's something to look at for yourself to try to be better and helping the people around you that has helped you be better. And Shaun obviously is a beast. He's always putting out stuff for jujitsu. Uh, just use him as major fuel for your fire to get motivated to like reach the next potential in your life, right?
For sure. For
And
sure.
thank you, Dan, for doing what you do. Obviously, you've been great too. Your mind's awesome. So
And you too. And big shout out to all of you guys that listen to us and watch us too, right? Like we wouldn't be able to do it without you guys. We love all the support and feedback that you give us on a weekly basis. And yeah, you guys are awesome. And like the sharing that you guys do for the podcast and for the YouTube, all that stuff, like we couldn't do it without our listeners and our viewers.
thank you guys.
All right. Until next time. Cheers, guys.